Today, I want to talk a little bit about God's will and the Holy Spirit. Now, I don't know if this has happened for you, but for me, I would say that a lot of my life was spent on me saying what I wanted to do, focusing on what was important to me, and then after I had started on a course, in some instances, I would ask for God to bless it. And what I've learned now is that that is probably not the best course of action to take. It would be better now to seek God's will, to pray for His vision for my life, and then to be sensitive to the Holy Spirit so that as God reveals Himself to me, I can make wise decisions for my life. Now, I talked about my master's in public administration and how that was a difficult time because of being denied, and then eventually I was admitted to the program on a provisional basis, which means that I had to pass a class in order to be accepted fully into the program, and I did pass the class and I did graduate. Well, later on in life, I decided that through the prompting of the Holy Spirit and through me speaking forth what I wanted for my future, was that I wanted to pursue my doctorate. And just like for my public administration degree or my master's level degree, I wasn't quite sure what area I was going to pursue for my doctorate. And so I considered several things. I also applied to several schools for my doctorate. I did not get admitted to every school that I applied to. However, I did not let rejection and denial stop me. What about you? Have you been told no to something before and then you just decide you're not going to do it at all? Have you gone on a job interview before and they told you you didn't get the job, so you decided you weren't going to pursue it anymore? What about a class? Have you failed in a class? Perhaps you received a D or an E and you just said, that's not for me. Or, it could be a number of areas that you have been rejected in. Perhaps you were abandoned in some areas. I know for me, having my father at a young age, there was that abandonment issue and the rejection that I felt because he wasn't there for me when I was a child. And, because he had difficulties of his own. But rejection should not be the decision that stops us from moving forward or stops us from getting and going in the direction that we need to. My motto that I created a while ago talks about not letting your circumstance, your situation, your condition, or your enemy destroy your future. Sometimes what we do is a circumstance or a situation, perhaps we were told no, perhaps we didn't do so well at something. Instead of us kind of getting ourselves back off the ground, dusting ourselves off, we kind of say, okay, I'm just kind of stuck with this. I'm not going to pursue anything further. But just because you fail at one thing doesn't mean you can't be successful at something else. So what you want to do is find out what your strengths are. What strengths do you have? What things are you happiest at when you're doing them? What are you passionate about? What excites you? What makes you get out of the bed in the morning? What things really drive you to just move forward and to accomplish things and to help other people? When you can start identifying those areas, those are the things that can help you move in the direction that may be best suited for you, best suited for the gifts that you have. I talked on another show about the talents. Perhaps there are talents that you have, talents that maybe you haven't even discovered yet, that are buried and that are dormant, but you can wake those talents up by getting in the game of life. There are things that we learn. I am a lifelong learner. Learning is very important. So what you have to do is think about, what is it that I'm good at, or what kinds of things can I do so that I can learn more and discover more about who I am and the gifts that I have.